hoping Pence would do the right thing. What we have now in the full January 6th report, backed by the evidence from Republicans under oath, is that he planned, Donald Trump, to go do what Eastman wanted him to do. Get in the car, take the armed guards, the agents, walk through the Capitol with the insurrectionists, create the scene to get Pence to at least say, well, if there's this alternate state of electors, then we got to at least delay. That alone would have thrown more chaos into it. That was the plan. They almost pulled it off. And Donald Trump was along for the whole ride. The committee says he led the plots, and they have the testimony from the RNC chief. The special counsel will need receipts to charge a crime on that kind of premise. You need to prove intent. But they knew that. That's why, again, in the report, we see the reference to deliberate subterfuge. Trump and his aides, even as they made that speech I just showed you, still hadn't publicly said the plan. They wanted complete secrecy to get him to the Capitol, not to create the legitimate ability to win, but to use elector fraud. The call that Trump orchestrated goes to intent. The secrecy goes to the element of surprise. You don't need surprise in court or when you have the votes. You need surprise in battle. The committee says Trump knew Eastman's plot was illegal. And here's what Pence's lawyer said under oath about Eastman.
We had an extended discussion, an hour and a half to 2 hours on January 5th. And when I pressed him on the point, I said, John, if the vice president did what you were asking him to do, we would lose 9-0 in the Supreme Court, wouldn't we? And he initially started it, well, I think maybe you would lose only 7-2. And after some further discussion, acknowledged, well, yeah, you're right, we would lose 9-0.
That's one Republican lawyer describing another Republican lawyer who knew exactly how illegal this was. But that testimony as well was long before it had ever come out that Trump was linked to the election crime by the RNC chief. No hearsay. If you think, well, Ari, you're repeating this point, yeah. We're repeating this point because it's damning. We have the evidence of a crime in public confirmed by the chief of the RNC and the DOJ, I don't know, interviewing people. Eastman admitted as well he knew what he was doing.
Did Dr. Eastman admit in front of the president that his proposal would violate the Electoral Count Act?
Mr. Eastman acknowledged that that was the case, that even what he viewed as the more politically palatable option would violate several provisions. But he thought that we could do so because, in his view, the Electoral Count Act was unconstitutional.
He knew it was against the law and just added in, he doesn't like that law. That ain't how it works. That's Trump's guy. Trump knows his guy thinks the plan is illegal. After Trump hears all about how illegal it is, he has to go find a new set of people. Giuliani even backed off some of the plots that he thought were too far. And after that, Trump makes the call to the RNC chief, pushing Eastman onto the line. And remember, if you just need to introduce two people in government or business, you don't have to personally link the call. Donald Trump had already gathered that there were people who didn't want to go near John Eastman or his illegal plots or his coup, so he had to force the call. Think about that. You're the president of the United States. You tell two people to talk to each other. One of them you install at the RNC. You don't need to link the call. This ain't like the iPhone ad caller. It'd be funny if it wasn't so serious. He had to do that because he'd already found people running from Eastman. And then remember, again, there's more. Dayenu. Eastman tries to get a pardon from Trump.